none other than the governor of the great state of Missouri. Governor Mike Parson joins us right now. Governor, good morning. Thanks for being on with us here in Springfield.
Hey, good morning, Tim. Hope you're all doing okay. It's a beautiful day out here.
Yes, sir, it is. Governor, a little frost on the pumpkin this morning, right? Here across southwest Missouri, temperatures in the 30s. But you're going to be warming everybody up today and over the weekend. We'll talk about some of the events you've got. But, Governor, how about a reaction to that GDP number? And Missourians are benefiting from this incredible V-shaped recovery as well, aren't we?
You know what? I couldn't say more about the president, his team, what they did to be able to handle this virus, be able to handle the economy, to be able to make the right moves, and being able to fight the media every day, trying to play the Debbie Downer card. It seems like every day he goes out there. But I tell you, we've been following suit with what the president did before the virus. Our state had record low unemployment. African American unemployment was record lows. 40,000 new job business coming to the state. And after the virus, just what you said on the GDP, we have one of the lowest unemployment rates here in Missouri in the nation. We are the top 5 in the nation for getting people back to work because we left our businesses open. We left our economies going. And I'm thankful right now that we made those decisions when we did. But things are going good. We're the top 15 in the United States for recovery, and we just keep pushing forward every day with a balanced approach.
Yeah, Governor, speaking of the pandemic and the lockdown and the reopening, Governor, I'm not sure what the folks in the liberal leaning media or on the Democratic side of the aisle want us to do, other than yelling at us every single day about COVID case counts, which I think is simply one of a million different metrics we should be looking at. They've been critical of you and your plan. They've been critical of the president, his plan. They've been critical of anybody who's dared to reopen the economy. But, Governor, if you're talking about science, if we're talking about data, I would think we would listen to the World Health Organization and to Dr. Tony Fauci himself, who have said lockdowns do not work. They are a cure that's worse than the virus. So, Governor, defend what you have done here with your administration here in the state of Missouri. It has worked. It hasn't crushed our economy. And Missourians are not. It's a serious illness. It's a serious disease. But Missourians, I think, have weathered the storm quite well, haven't we?
You know what? Missourians know what the situation is here. They know who's at risk, who's not. They know how to handle themselves. And that's exactly what they should do. It should be left up to them. The basic fundamentals of freedom falls on each one of us as individual shoulders, not governments. The media would have us all locked up, scared to death that everybody's going to get outside and they're going to die because of the virus. What they will never tell you in the state of Missouri, where we've had over 170,000 positive cases since the beginning, they'll never tell you the vast majority of those people have recovered and are out here. And just as you said, this virus is serious. It can affect people. People lose their lives. It affects your family, and our hearts go out with them. But you have to be able to move forward. You have to get your kids in school. You have to go on with life. And we have to be able to deal with this on multiple fronts. But you can't live in fear, and Missourians are smart enough to know that. And thank goodness we've stayed the course. We're doing the right things, I believe, in this state to keep our economy going, to be able to fight this virus. We took the fatality rate with this virus, Tim, in April. It was almost 8%. We're down to 1.6 now. You'll never hear the media talk about those things. You'll never hear them talk about anything other than it's just the sky's going to fall tomorrow. But I'm just telling you, people in Missouri are smart. They know what this is all about. They understand the situation. They all know we've got to move forward.
Governor, another issue that I think you have been absolutely vindicated on was this issue of reopening our schools, from our universities and colleges, our technical schools, down into the grade school levels. You had a press conference a few months ago where you were roundly criticized. It even went viral. The liberal media intelligentsia were more than happy to take your words out of context like they always do. But, Governor, I hate to say this, the New York Times, I think, agrees with you now. They had a big article a week or so ago saying, there really isn't much of a problem with school-age kids, and we probably need to get them back in. Again, the World Health Organization agrees with you. So many experts have agreed that more harm would be done to our children by not letting them back into schools. And Governor, after several months of private schools being open in person, of our universities, of other K through 12 institutions, Governor, I haven't heard a single peep out of anybody about any problems in our schools. I'm sure if there were problems, we'd hear about it. So again, Governor, I'll let you defend your policy on that. It was the right thing to do to try and encourage schools to reopen as safely but as quickly as possible, wasn't it?
You know what? There was no doubt about that. Once we started getting some data in, understanding who was at risk and who wasn't, there was no scientific evidence. There was no experts. Matter of fact, just the opposite. We're telling people to keep your kids at home. Matter of fact, they were saying they need to be in classrooms because of all the other things that occur from that. There's over 900,000 kids in K through 12 in the state of Missouri. Over 900,000, 465,000 of them are on free and reduced lunches. And nobody was worried about how you're going to feed them, how you're going to take care of them when they just said send everybody home. 125,000 of them were special needs kids that truly needed help. Mm-hmm. So when you just try to do a knee-jerk reaction to what the media wants you to believe, again, that the sky is falling, that's the real problem right there. And the reality of it is those kids are much better off in a classroom. And we went through an entire summer school, with thousands of kids going to school without one incident. These schools know the situation. They did a great job. The administrators did, keeping their schools in there. And if you talk to the teachers, if you talk to the parents, everybody wanted their kids in school except just the people that wanted to use it for political reasons. And that's all this unfortunately has been so much driven by politics in this presidential election instead of the real truth about the virus.
And Governor, you and the First Lady, you have firsthand experience. You had to deal with COVID yourselves, just like the President and the First Lady of the country. And you're proof positive that this is a virus from which the vast majority, I think the recovery rates are in the 99 plus percentile now. We don't want people to get sick. We don't want people to have to deal with it at all. But Governor, the good news is we've learned so much more about coronavirus and combating it with the therapeutics and the treatments that we have. This is not a death sentence for the most majority of Americans. It's something we take seriously, but it's something we can recover from. And that's why we shouldn't lock down the economy any further. Don't you think?
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know what? Again, I want to go back to the people that get this, the people that lose their lives from it, and the families are affected. But the vast majority of the people do not die. The vast majority of the people survive this like other illnesses, and they move forward. Me and the First Lady knew what our risks were, just like every other Missourian knows what we're up against here. And I'll be honest with you, we knew our risk was higher just because of the job I do and because of what she does. But look, I'm the governor of the state of Missouri. I'm not going to sit behind a desk. I'm not going to hide at home. Shut up. I feel like my job's to be out there making sure we're doing the best we can to fight this, to get people back to work, to make sure our businesses stay open. And I'm going to be on the front lines with everybody else. That's just the way I roll. I've worked hard all my life, and I can't live in fear of this virus.
Talking about rolling, Governor, I got one last item for you. Then I know you need to get rolling. You've got a couple of big events today, tomorrow, throughout the weekend. The Keep Missouri Red Rally, the Mike Works Bus Tour, featuring a great special guest, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. How cool is it, Governor? Sarah Sanders, the former White House press secretary, who delivered the fastball to the press corps every single day up in Washington, D.C. How great is it to have her join you on this last weekend before the general election day?
Just first of all, it's just awesome to have her here. She's just a great American. Her values line up with ours. And they line up with people in Missouri. Christian values, moral values. They believe in freedom, and to have her be a special guest today, it's going to be a big event. It's going to be exciting. This whole bus tour this entire week, it's been raining, it's been cold, some of these areas, big crowds out there. People are enthused about this. But I'll tell you the one thing. People realize how important this election is this year, more than any other. And I'm telling you what, for my friends at the Post-Dispatch, the Kansas City Star, CNN, all these people, my suggestion is for all of us conservatives, send them some box of Kleenexes, because they're going to be sad on Tuesday nights, all I can say.
Absolutely. The Mike Works Bus Tour featuring special guest Sarah Huckabee Sanders today in Springfield at 5:45 p.m. Tomorrow, heading up the road to St. Charles County, another great red Republican county, at 10 a.m. in St. Peters, I believe at Arrowhead Building Supply. Governor Mike Parson has been our guest this morning on the legendary KWTO. Governor, best of luck to you on the campaign trail. Hope to see you before Election Day, and good luck next Tuesday to you and everybody on the statewide ticket.
All right. Thank you very much. Keep the faith.
Yeah, thank you. That was Governor Mike Parson. That was great of the governor to spend so much time with us here this morning on the legendary KWTO.